Green Acres is a place to be. Farm living is the life for me. Land stretching out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside.
New York is where I'd rather stay.
Would you lose your voice there, Bob? Roberta?
Excuse me.
Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. That chores.
The stars.
Fresh air.
Times Square.
Goodbye, city life. Green Acres, we are there. I don't know why it's running again. Wait a second.
Bill and his cast of characters every Tuesday
only can sing it
evening
once.
at 8 at Culver's of Navarre for Irish Bill's Twist on Sports, where they will give you their own twist on sports. And on Wednesday nights, it's the Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show at Buffalo Wild Wings in Navarre, where you'll hear live interviews with Navarre coaches, players, managers, cheerleaders, and many more from Raider Nation. It doesn't stop there, as you can catch exciting Navarre Raider football on Friday nights, whether at home or on the road. Remember, your place for sports is none other than IrishBillSports.com or on YouTube at Irish Bill Sports Live 944.
Welcome to Irish Bill's Twist on Sports. It's Irish Bill with Seminole Bob. We're going to have a special guest tonight.
We are.
Jesse Holmes, 2013, class of 2013. He played on the 2012 Raiders' first semi-state championship run that season, and unfortunately that was a loss against Gainesville. That team was good. They're a bunch of characters too. But anyways, that's my opinion. But we got a great show tonight coming up. This is our next to last show. Since the Raiders unfortunately will not be making the playoffs, we'll have one more show next. We'll have our final show next Tuesday night from right here at Culver's. And hate to say, I like going like 12, 13, 14, 15 weeks, but it's just not in the wins this year.
Not
Bob.
in the cards this year.
Not in the cards. But then Wednesday night. This Wednesday night, tomorrow night, we'll be over at Buffalo Wild Wings, where we'll have the running backs tomorrow night, and Coach Hemme will be there as well.
Oh, boy.
But we're going to have Curtis Sanders, the only senior, junior Xylon Zabito.
Yep.
And I think it's great with Xylon, when he's going for a touchdown, is Xylon to the pylon. I love that. His dad came up with that, I believe. And then our two sophomores.
Paul did, I think, wasn't it?
Was it Paul?
Yeah.
I'll give Paul credit if he actually did it. But then we got the two sophomores, Ben Eberhardt and Hoyt Gurney. They've stepped up quite well this year. Yeah. And then we won't have any of the freshmen coming up, but they'll be out next year. We'll get them in the show next year. That should be a great show. Wednesday night, the next Wednesday night at Buffalo Wings will be our final show of the year over there. And we're going to do a little twist. We're going to have the football moms as our guest next Wednesday night.
And the producer.
My wife, who is a football mom as well from years past.
Yep.
I believe that you know my son Brady. And so we got Madge Wheeler, Bryce Wheeler's mom. Mm-hmm. We have Patrice Janae is Peyton Robinson's mom. And we're going to have Colleen Hughes, which is Kyle Hughes' mom. So those will be our four guests next Wednesday night. So it should be a fun night.
Oh, I think so.
And we got to go out the door on a fun night, and you got to have the ladies there to make it fun. Well, not really, but we got to tell them that to keep them around.
And with smiles. And
most definitely.
Very happy note.
Well, let's go back to last week's scoreboard. Sneeds in a makeup game over FAMU 47-8. Tuesday night, that was a Monday night makeup game. Tuesday, Alcilla Christian 33, Chantilly Charter Academy nothing. Thursday night, Mosley over Gulf Breeze. No surprise there, 54-14. Rickards over Arnold, 30-19. Childs over Leon, 48-17. Friday night game is in a game that was not as bad as the score. Pace 41, Navarre 21.
No.
And I'm going to throw the yellow flag on the officials in the fourth quarter last week. See how it feels now, officials, getting a flag thrown you on something that didn't even happen?
Quarter.
The fourth quarter. Mainly the fourth quarter. We'll talk about that as we break down the game a little bit. Niceville, wow, convincingly over Milton. They were not going to have loss number 4 at home happen on their watch. 45-21 over Milton. Choctaw over Fort Walton, 42-3. Fort Walton Beach actually led 3-0 in that ball game after one. Choctaw actually went scoreless for a quarter. Wow. Crestview playing some great football right now, 38-7 over Tate. Pine Forest and Escambia in a low score, 14-8. West Florida over Pensacola, 30-22. Pensacola Catholic over South Walton, so they win their district, 24-13 over South Walton. Bay all over Rutherford, 65-20. Godby over Lincoln in a mild upset because Lincoln's been Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde this year. We don't know which team's going to show up. 30-28, Godby over Lincoln. Bishop Moore over Florida High, 56-35. In a low-scoring game, double overtime, Wakulla 13, Baker 7. Walton all over Freeport, 68-28. Bozeman over North Bay Haven, 35-12. Washington over Destin, 42-7. Taylor County having a great year over Mariana, 50-7. Mariana is not having a great year. Deerfield Windsor over Maclay, 41-14. Baker 24, Port St. Joe 15. Baker's regular season is complete. They're the first team to go 10-0 this season. Cottondale over Vernon, 54-6. Bluntstown 48-20. They're 9-0 on the season, are one of 3 undefeated teams along with Choctaw in the 8-5-0. Chipley over Jeff County, 35-0. Central wins back-to-back games for school history as they took out Lighthouse. Congratulations to Coach Surratt on his back-to-back wins, 33-13 over Lighthouse. Sorry for Coach Alfred. They're kind of having a tough season this year. North Florida Christian over Franklin County in a shootout, 48-42. Liberty County over Hilliard, 49-0. Northview over Central Alabama, 60-0. Madison County, 43 at Popka, 6. And our Saturday makeup game, FAMU over Harvest Community, 52-15. So now for our games that are coming up last week of the regular season. Thursday night games. Have a couple of nice games coming in. Enterprise, Alabama traveling to Choctaw Thursday night. Florida High at Mosley. Pensacola at Gulf Breeze. That will not be an interesting game up front. I'm sorry. Bob, I call it like I see it.
I had a hard time picking that game.
I did too. Navarre at Niceville. Milton at Pace. The big rivalry game there. Those teams separated by 8 miles. We're going to be closer, though, when I'm sure we'll have a rivalry with Soundside once they open up. And we'll be separated by like 6 miles. Or it won't even be that close, I don't think. Fort Walton Beach at Crestview. Tate at Escambia. Pine Forest at West Florida. Bay at Bozeman. Arnold at Rutherford. Godby at Dothan. South Walton at Mariana. Lincoln at Rickards. Delhi, Louisiana, coming all the way over to Pensacola to take on Catholic. Catholic having a great year as well.
Delhi is not.
Delhi is not. I think they're 0-9 or 1-9 or 1-8 or something like that.
1-8, yeah.
That's a long road trip to get spanked and get back on the bus and go home. Taylor County at Leon, Maclay at Walton, Wakulla at Gadsden County, Freeport at North Florida Christian, Northview at Flomaton, Central Florida at Weewa, Chipley at Lafayette Mayo. I had a tough time picking that game. Cottondale at Graceville, not a tough one at that one. Destin at Port St. Joe, Houston County at FAMU, Holmes County at Opp, Alabama, Jay at Blackshear, Alabama, Madison County at Lecanto, North Bay Haven at Sneeds, bless you, Rocky Bayou at Bishop Snyder. I believe that's the first round of their SSAA playoffs.
Did we pick that game?
We did not pick it. I realized they were playing after we had already sent out the picks in the upcoming games this week.
Northview and Flomaton not too far from one another.
They're just right. Flomaton's just right across the border into Alabama.
Yeah.
That's up there by the
Atmore.
Yeah, the Wind Creek, up in that area.
Bruton.
Off I-65. But anyways, those are games coming up. We got quite a few good games, and we'll see if the Raiders they have played a lot better these last couple of weeks.
They did.
I'm sorry. I'm going to throw my rant in here now, Bob. Well, I already said a little bit of it.
You threw it out Friday night, too.
But anyways.
And it's your show.
It is my show.
That's right.
But I still try to be respectful. But you know about respect, you got to earn it to get it.
R-E-S-B-C-E-T.
And the officials, the Raiders made a charge back after being down 34-7 at the half.
Yeah.
They cut it to 34-21. And they had stopped pace, and they were going down to score again. In fact, they had scored on a long touchdown pass to Brody Powers. And all of a sudden, as he crossed the goal line, 20 yards behind the play, after he touched the end zone, the official calls a blindside block and end a unsportsmanlike. So move him back 30 yards. I mean, really? After the play is 20 yards behind the field, and I think it came from the line judge on the near side near us, but it was after the player was already in the end zone. Come on.
They call a dead ball foul.
They call a dead ball foul.
Yeah.
Let's go back. And then in the next series, Curtis Sanders breaks off a long, about 70-yard, probably the second longest run of the season. He gets down to the 5, and here comes that blindside block again. And usually, my question to you, Bob, usually when there's a blindside block, usually somebody's on the ground, right? From a blindside block. Mm-hmm. It's not just, me bumping into you. That's not a flag. Come on. And I was a little baffled with some of the pace play there because there was one play where our wide receiver went out and the pass was way over his head, and the pace defender took the opportunity to just lambaste
well, they called
our receiver. They did call a penalty, but this should have been a targeting penalty, but I don't know if they call that in high school.
No.
They don't?
No, I don't think so.
They should. The player should have been ejected.
You could do that.
But on the next play, Kyle Hughes sticking up for his wide receiver. Pace had gotten a penalty.
Right.
And Kyle Hughes walks up there and just barely touches the defender, and he flops. And they throw a flag. And I'm like,
yeah, well, you don't know if
Kyle
had said something.
Oh, I'm sure Kyle did, because Kyle is one of the biggest smack talkers on the team. And he's also one of the biggest guys on the team.
Nasty.
And he's going to stick up for his brothers on the field to play.
Yeah.
And he did, but the player, though, Pace definitely flopped, and he gets up celebrating. His teammates are celebrating.
They were dancing.
But his coach was not very happy, though.
They were dancing.
Yeah, they were dancing on the field because he pulled off a flop, and he got it. He got the penalty. But his coach pulled him over and chewed his backside, which I'm glad that Van Smith did. He said, "Dude, you don't celebrate that. Come on."
I'd have make him run stadium steps after the game.
Who knows? He might have, or maybe the next day. But anyways, let's break down that Friday night game. Other than the officials, which I can't. Well, my mom always told me if you can't say anything nice about it, you don't say anything. Well, I've said it. It's behind me, and let's move on.
We're moving on.
Our Ian Lockwood player of the game, the Big Bubbas. What a night. They played outstanding Friday night against Pace. We're going to name them. You got your center, Jared Hola. You have Peyton Robinson. You have Kyle Hughes. You have, I know, I'm messing up here. Let me get my roster here real quick. I should never have a problem with names anyways. But you got Kyle Hughes. You got Zevin Jones. And you got Connor Bates. They've done a great job these last 2 weeks in the Raiders moving the ball and providing a lot of protection to Roman over these last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. But I thought that was one of the better games that Roman had played because at times he was running for his life, and he made just a couple of ill-timed decisions on throwing the ball when he shouldn't have. But other than that, I thought he played one of his best games of the season. But the Raiders, I thought, controlled the big offensive line of Pace. Everybody's talking they're one of the best in the state, and I thought the front seven of Navarre did a great job.
I thought so.
Getting to because early on Pace was a little confused with the defensive setup that Navarre was throwing at him. But anyways, they throw a couple of trick plays as they always do because they don't throw the ball much. But when they do,
halfback pass.
It was right. It wouldn't matter if it was a bad pass because there was nobody within 20 yards of him. And
you and I were closer.
I think we were. But anyways, and there's a breakdown in coverage there. There breakdown in talks, I guess. But anyways, but let's go over that game. Scoring our offensive player of the games. We went through the three-headed monster. Roman Marshall, Marquez White, and Brody Powers all had good games in that one. Our Will Sutter, you remember Will. Our Will Sutter defensive player of the game, Bryce Wheeler, and Braden Thiessen. Braden's last 3 weeks has just been playing lights out.
Gosh, one play after another, he was making tackles.
And our special teams player of the game, Jack Byer, kicker, came off one of his worst nights of the season the previous week, and he went 3 for 3, and he was our special teams player of the game. Scoring got going early, 2 minutes into the game, 56-yard run by Caden Batchelor on a sweep play. Caleb Nelson kicked 7-0 Pace. A 3:55, a 7-yard run by Mikael Williams, his first of 4 on the night. Nelson kicks 14-0. 155, 6-yard run by Williams again. Nelson kicked 21-0 at the end of one. It looked like Katie barred the door. This one's over with, but no. At 9:32, an 8-yard pass from Roman Marshall to Marquez White, cut it to 21-7 with Jack Byers' kick. 2:04, 1-yard run by Williams, his third. Nelson kick. 22 seconds, 2-yard run by Williams, and a bad snap on the kick. So it was 34-7 at the half. Navarre, earlier in the season, would have hung their heads and they would have went home. They did not in this game. They come out in
the last 2 minutes before the half just killed us.
The turnover.
And I mean that happened to us in the Mosley game too. They scored before halftime, and momentum, which was going Navarre's way, it just really shifted.
But where the momentum switched back towards Navarre, Pace was setting up for a 32-yard field goal. Usually Caleb Nelson's pretty solid from that distance. Zeke Burgess comes in, blocks the field goal, and you say, well, that's just a block field. What happened after the block field? The ball bounced about 20 yards back of the line of scrimmage, and
Keystone Cops.
3 or 4 players touched it. Next thing you know, Raiders got first down on Pace's 13-yard line. Yeah. 72 yards later, the Raiders 1st and 10. They get on the board, a 7-yard pass from Marshall to Brody Powers at the 8:47 mark by a kick, and it's 34-14 at that time. At 9:45 of the fourth quarter, the Raiders would convert a 4th and goal from the 15. Marshall to Connor Hamblin. Byers kick good, and it's now 34-21. And that's where all the tomfoolery happened with the officials after that. But Pace would get on the board one more time at 4:37, the 4-yard run by Tag Strickenberger. Nelson's kick to close out the scoring, 41-21. Roman Marshall on the night, 12 of 21, 180 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 untimely interceptions. Marquez White even threw a pass as Roman caught the ball. The latter part of the.
They credited Roman with a fumble, too, on that botched handoff.
They did. They had 3 turnovers on the night. Pace, they don't throw the ball, but they're pretty effective when they do. Navarre receiving, 5 receptions, 93 yards, and a TD for White. Brody Powers, 5 receptions, 59 yards, a touchdown. Connor Hamlin, 2 receptions, 28 yards, and a score. And Roman Marshall with his one and only high school reception of his high school career for 3 yards. The Navarre rushing attack, 27 carries, 88 yards. Majority of it, Curtis Sanders, 14 for 79. Xylon Zabito, 5 carries, 16. Ben Eberhardt, 1 for 1. Marquez White, 1 for 6. And a few sacks for Roman Marshall, 6 carries, -5 yards. And we've already talked special teams, and we only had 1 punt on the night. In fact, that was the only punt of the night by either team. Jacob Bishop early in the first quarter.
Well, Navarre would have had more rushing yards if those penalties had not been called back.
That's correct. Your defensive leaders, Zeke Burgess led the way with 9 tackles, 7 solos, 2 assists. Jane Jones with 9 as well, 5 solo, 4 assists. Johns, Wheeler, and Moses with 8 each, 2 sacks, 1 for Wheeler, 1 for Isaiah Casena. That kid's only a sophomore. I look forward to a lot of that young man going forward. Tackles for loss, you've got Landon Johns. Johns has just been playing lights out for about the last 4 or 5 games. Going out as a senior this year, he's going out on the right page here. Bryce Wheeler, Matthew Lee, another senior that's actually Matthew, I think, is only a junior. I have to go back and check. I believe so. He changed numbers in the middle of the season. Yeah, he's only a junior, so we'll see him back next year, and that's a good thing. And Isaiah Casena with the tackle for loss as well, and Zeke Burgess had the blocked field goal.
Zeke.
That young man. Oh, he is incredible. I saw you and I went down to, when he was a freshman. We went down and watched the Pace Gulf Breeze game when he was a freshman at Gulf Breeze. And you could tell then he was starting for Gulf Breeze. Not that takes much, but I'm sorry.
Joe Suttle's checking in.
Joe is checking in.
We'll see him Friday night.
And he said Niceville is the new strength of schedules, are not strength of schedules, but the playoff lineup coming up. And he says Niceville is currently number 6 in Region 1 Class 5A. So they will
1A.
If they win, it doesn't really help them because they're beating the 1 and 8 team. But if they lose, it could really hurt them. So I'm sure that Niceville's going to be playing all of their players.
They're setting up a rematch with Mosley, I do believe.
Oh. You know how those two love playing each other, don't you?
Probably one of the best games of the year.
Jonathan Ferris checking in, said, good evening, Bill and Bob from Prattville, Alabama. Tennessee Shanky checking in. Hey, Shanky, good friend of mine. Got a baseball score, 2-1 Blue Jays. What a game last night, 18 innings. I never watched it. I watched Kansas City and Washington, and I didn't even make it through that one. I was out in the third quarter. I was lights out. Debbie Broxson, I'm watching on television tonight. Debbie, maybe you can see better and see that Notre Dame is, even though we're ranked behind Alabama, you know that Notre Dame's got their number. They're going to beat them this year if they play each other. But you got your hands full this week coming up. Who's Bama got this week here, Bob?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
It's not Auburn.
No, that's not for a few. That's not for a few weeks. In fact, they might have their bye week this week.
Yeah,
I think they do. You're lucky. But Brady, my son Brady and his friend Trevor heading up to Boston on Thursday. They're going to catch the Notre Dame Boston College game.
Cool.
I'm jealous. But I have a game. I got a game Friday night. So.
Joe Settle said.
Yeah, I'm going to get. Hold on, Joe. Pick Wizard. I know why you wanted me to get the picks from last week.
We'll see him Friday night.
And we'll see him Friday night. He'll have to come up and see us real quick before he goes down and does the chain or the chain gang.
The chain gang.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
And let's see, drum roll. Joe Settle. Yeah, we'll have the drum roll here in a second.
No, he won the high school picks.
I know. Way to ruin thunder there, Bob.
Well, you were going with the.
I'm going.
The Super 7.
Could be playing Mosey. Alabama is off. Thank you, Jonathan. Okay. Well, let's go over our picks first.
Roll Tide, by the way, John.
But before we do, we're going to go off a commercial break. Then we'll come back.
Go off a commercial break.
Yeah.
It's your show.
That's right.
It's actually the Badger show.
Craig Culver of
yeah,
Culver's.
my wife, the producer, it's her show.
She lets you.
We're just squirrels trying to get a nut.
Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help. Because we understand what it takes to hire the right person. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills with the right jobs from the production floor to the front office. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Sometimes all you need to change your life is a sign. Like an actual sign that's like above you. And no, I don't love B-dubs just because I'm a buffalo with wings. Frankly, that's offensive and reductionist. It's like they made beer into a place and gave that place sports and chicken wings. And the people, the best. Marty! You're dead weight! Yeah, this place is kind of like heaven. You know, without needing to get hit by a bus. Let's go sports bar!
Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track. Well, they're seeing to it that they are properly fed, have good transportation, are making sure that all Raider fans can hear all the exciting Navarre Raider football action. The Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on IrishBillSports.com. University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. A buying, building, or refinancing a dream home is in your future. You need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes, Stacy Wright, and Sheila Billingham are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or refinancing experiences smooth. So University Lending at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call us at 850-396-0322.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back.
I love that song, don't you, Bob?
I do, man.
That's good.
Brings
Welcome back,
great
Cotter.
memories.
Yeah, I like going with the oldies, as you guys all
John
know.
Travolta.
Yes. Horshack. Yeah.
Mr. Cotter! Mr. Cotter! Ooh,
Cotter.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
Signs Epstein's mother. Anyways, welcome back to Irish Bill's Twist on Sports. We're going to go ahead and do the picks, the high school and college. Then we're going to bring in our guest.
Oh, yeah.
After that.
And it's not Coach O.
It's not Coach O.
Nope.
But we may still hear from Coach O tonight. Who knows? That guy just comes and goes like the wind. Anyways, high school picks last week. Your winner.
Drum roll.
Oh, I'll do the drum roll I'll do it for him. Your winner, Joe Settle. The Pick Wizard is back, 28-4. Marty 27-5. Bob 26-6. I went with Bob at 26-6. And the old Caboose Master, Paul, checking in at 25-7. Your games this week, we're all taking Choctaw over Enterprise, all taking Mosley over Florida High, all taking Pensacola over Gulf Breeze. Our Friday night games, Bob, Marty, and I, and Paul are taking Navarre. Joe's the only one taking Niceville. Milton at Pace. We're all taking Pace. Fort Walton Beach at Crestview. We're all going with the Bulldogs. Tate at Escambia. Bob's the only one taking Escambia. Pine Forest at West Florida. Joe's the only one taking Pine Forest. Bay at Bozeman. We're all going with Bay. Arnold at Rutherford. Paul and I are going with Arnold. The rest of you guys are going with Rutherford. Godby at Dothan. We're all going with Dothan. The Wolves.
Rent a car from our newest fleet yet.
What are you doing?
Fuel card.
I didn't tell you. I didn't say you'd come on. I hate when that happens. Anyways, South Walton and Mariana all going with the Seahawks. Lincoln at Rickards all going with the Trojans. Got to hope the Trojans, they don't break.
Better not lose.
Delhi at Pensacola Catholic. We're all going with the Crusaders at home. Taylor County at Leon. All going with the Taylor County in that one. McClay at Walton. All going with McClay on the road. Wakulla at Gadsden County. Joe and I are taking Gadsden County. The rest of you guys are taking the War Eagles. Freeport at North Florida Christian. Marty's taking Freeport. The rest of us are going with North Florida Christian. Northview at Flomaton. All of us going with Flomaton in that one. Central at Weewaw. Marty and Bob are taking Central. Weewaw is taken by myself, Paul, and Joe. Chipley at Lafayette Mayo. Bob, Paul, and Joe are taking Mayo. The rest are holding the Mayo, and we're taking Chipley.
Hold the Mayo.
Cottondale at Graceville. What you got?
Well, you know what, Coach Brown, from the
Coach
movie.
Brown. Oh yeah, I got to sit at Whitewall Tires. Yeah, I'll take the job.
Central's won 2 in a row.
They have. So you know what that means. The next one. Tell us.
It's a winning.
It's a winning streak. That's right. 3 in a row is a winning streak.
You want to coach the Indians?
I don't know.
I'll get back with you. I got a guy on line 2 who wants to buy a set of white walls.
Yeah, great movie. Cottondale at Graceville. Graceville will gracefully bow out of this 25 season. Winless. Destin at
No, they beat Vernon.
No, Vernon won that game.
Did they really?
Vernon did win that. Wait, we'll have to go back and look at that.
Timeout.
Who was that? Was that last week?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. I'll have to go back and check.
Anyway,
but I think it was.
Sorry.
That was a battle of attrition.
Graceville is not having a good year.
No, neither is Vernon.
Yeah.
Cottondale at Graceville, we're going with Cottondale in that one. Destin at Port St. Joe, all going with the Tiger Sharks in that one. Houston County, it's not Alabama. I got correction here. If it's Alabama, it's Houston County, but if it's Georgia, it's Houston County.
Houston County. We have the Sharks versus the Tiger Sharks.
So Bob going with Houston County at FAMU. This game is kind of a toss-up too. That's
Did FAMU win last week?
They did win last week. Woo! They won and they lost last week because they had the makeup game on Monday and then they played on Saturday.
First time in 3 years, maybe.
They actually got 2 wins this year, Bob.
Do they really?
They do. We're all going with Opp over Holmes County. That should be an interesting game. Holmes County's got great defense. They held Bluntstown below their season average. They still scored 48, but they held Bluntstown down to 48. Jay at Blackshear, Alabama. That's in Uriah, Alabama.
It is.
All of us going with Blackshear in that one. Madison County at Lecanto. Marty's going with Lecanto. The rest of us are going with Madison County, and then North Bay Haven at Sneeds. And we're all going with the Sneeds Pirates at home.
That wasn't Joe's first win of the year.
I don't think so. I think he's had wins before. But congratulations, Joe. The Pick Wizard is back.
Pick Wizard is back.
Or was it just a fluke? That's the question.
It was just a blink of the eye.
Yeah. Well, anyways, on the season, I got a 1% lead over Marty, and Joe and Bob are not that far back. Joe's 6 games back, and Bob is 8. Paul, as long as he's back there on that caboose again. And Jesse, what we do is those that in the high school picks, if you finish last, you get a red caboose with your name on it. So that's that. It's only in the high school picks.
Villanova is.
Yeah, he's got permanent ownership of the caboose.
Getting a collection.
Vernon beat him 51-8.
That's right. Vernon did beat him 51-8. So Graceville's really bad, and Vernon's really bad. So that was the best.
Who won that game?
Vernon did 51-8.
Shut the front door.
No, it's open. I guess that's why you want me to shut it, right? Anyways. We'll get back. We'll get to the college picks, and we're gonna bring in our guest here for the night. Really needs no introduction. A former Navarre Raider from 2000. He graduated in 2013. He was a sophomore on the 2010 region final team. Didn't get much playing time that year because that was a really good team. And by 2012, he was a part of the Raiders' first semi-state berth.
Coach Olson.
He played region final. He played for Chad Leisley. Olson got us our first playoff appearances against Pace back in 06 and 07. And Jesse was a part of the 2012 team that faced Gainesville in the at home. We won't talk about that game, but he's part of the history, and we're going to welcome in number 29, Jesse Holmes. He's a little nervous. I said, it's just like we're going to have a conversation. We don't have interviews on this show. We have conversations, and I hope that you're going to enjoy this. This is part of Navarre history, and that's what we like to do. Is we like to keep everybody come back. And will you give me the bunny ears?
I did.
Yeah, I figured you did. But Bob, you're such a character. Great sense of humor. So the faces you're seeing to my right now is much better looking than the guy that just left. Jesse Holmes, welcome to the show, Jesse.
Thank you.
I know that you have been a follower of Irish Bill Sports for quite a while. And what's your favorite thing that I do covering Navarre football?
It's got to be you and Marty on Friday nights, hands down. You guys are a hoot to listen to for sure.
You know, one of my favorite things, and you've commented quite a bit on them, is my countdown, and remembering all the former players that played at Navarre, and the history of Navarre.
Yes.
So, what brings you back into Navarre? I know you've had some health issues.
Sure.
What are you working on now as far as going back to school?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Going back to school to finish my degree in sports management at the moment.
And I know you got hopefully a future one to get into coaching.
Yes, sir.
But it's this season has been kind of a tough one, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Get that a little bit closer to you.
Okay, sorry.
There we go. No worries. It's been a tough season. Everybody I talk to. But you know what? That's not when you back down from supporting your program. This is going to go down, and it's a year for the history books, but it's not in the great side of the history books. But things happen, and then you move on. And the Raiders will move on from this, and they got a chance Friday night to go into Niceville. You were a part of the Niceville playoff team against Niceville in 2010, where the Raiders went in and took out Niceville 28-7 behind Dwayne Carter. He had a big night that night. I believe Dwayne was only a junior that year.
Yes,
he was
sir.
a junior that year, and then he came back for 11. You go 11-2 in 2010, best year ever at Navarre. How was it being a part of that team, not being on the varsity as a starter, but how just being someone that's close to the situation, and how was it being a part of that program?
You referring to the 2010?
The 2010 season.
Yes. Just two words, just absolutely life-changing. Or three, I should say.
I mean, it was a big year.
It really was.
Dealing with what was going on with Ian.
Yes, sir.
The Milton game. Wow, what a Bennett C. Russell Stadium. That was a night to remember when Ian goes in for 2 touchdowns against Milton. We blow them out 49-20.
Yeah, that was what Coach Lashley had called that the Livestrong formation.
Did you like those Did you get the chance to wear those Livestrong jerseys?
Oh yes, sir. Yeah,
those are pretty cool.
I was blessed enough to.
And wearing those, we got our first win against Pace ever, 31-21 up on their field.
Yes, sir.
Then we went on to win quite a few games in a row with Coach Jay Walls, who was your coach in 2012 for the run to the state semifinals. Looking back at Coach Lashley, what did you learn from Coach Lashley? I mean, you weren't a starter, but you were a part of one of the best teams in Navarre history.
Yeah, Coach Lashley. He emulated toughness for sure. toughness, resilience. He really harped and spoke a lot on overcoming adversity. And
yeah, Coach Lashley's first 2 years at Navarre, they went 3-7. And I believe it was 08 and 09 before the. And we started off, we actually got beat against Catholic, but Catholic played an ineligible player, so we were credited with a win in that one. So we go to Pine Forest, I believe it was in week 3, and Pine Forest has one guy named Duches Purifoy.
Yes, sir.
That was a really strong player, but his strength actually ended up costing him in the end. His willing and his drive actually cost him in the end. Once we get to the playoff game, but they handled us, I think, 33-13 in that game. They come back through the season. Yeah. He went on to play at UF, outstanding athlete.
Yes. Yeah.
After that, though, you kind of got the ball rolling. The Milton game. Here you are. You're going into the last game of the season against Gulf Breeze. You roll Gulf Breeze. We go 9-1. Didn't win the district. I don't think we won the district that year. I think we were runner-ups. But we go out in week 1. We take out Milton on the road. Mm-hmm. As a district runner-up, all your games are going to be on the road.
Right.
So week 2, we head back to Pine Forest.
Yeah, that was the real,
I think it was right around Thanksgiving as well. It was a cold, windy night. I was up in the press box. I didn't do the game. I actually did the camera for not Jock Jive, but Panhandle Sports Broadcasting that night. And it was a cold night. But the Raiders fell behind, and Pine Forest was driving. They had an 18-14 lead. They're driving. Luches Purifoy fight for extra yards, fumbles on the 10-yard line.
Yep.
Raiders recover. Your quarterback that year was Colton Kane.
Yes, sir.
A transfer from Choctaw.
Yes.
He drives the length of the field, 2 fourth-down conversions to, I think, Will Posey, if I remember right. And then he finds Leggett wide open on a 30-yard cross pattern. The Raiders go on, but Pine Forest still has under 2 minutes to go and the ball and a chance to come back and win. But the Raider defense stepped up. They secured their first region final trip to Tallahassee the next week in a game for the ages.
Yes.
Had a game that Navarre really should have won. It was late in the game. It's 13-13. Navarre's driving. Yeah. They have first and 10 at Lincoln's 30-yard line. Dwayne Carr's having one heck of a game. I think he ended up with like 180 or 190 yards in that game. 2 timeouts, 72. I remember looking at the clock. I was up in the press box. 72 seconds, 2 timeouts. Turn around, hand the ball off to Dwayne 2 or 3 straight times. He's got one of the best kickers in their area with Stephen Householder.
Yes.
Line up for the game-winning field goal. Well, I talked with Coach Lashley a few weeks ago. He called me because we're pretty good friends. And I said, Coach, at the end of the conversation, I was like, I know you don't want to hear this, and he doesn't like when people bring up this, but I said, Coach, you had that play, and Kane rolls out to his right. The right tackle had the D end pushed in. The wide receiver had the corner pushed out. Kane could have ran all night long. He had 15 yards open field, but he pulls up and he throws the ball a little late in the right corner of the end zone. And there's a guy on the far side, one of the best players to come out of Tallahassee in a while. Buck Lee was a safety for Lincoln. He throws the ball up, and Lee comes over and intercepts. Then they get the ball back, and they try to go down. They don't score. We go to overtime. Nick Benton drops an interception in the end zone on Lincoln's, I think, second play from scrimmage. You have Lincoln 4th and 9, and their quarterback gets. We got right end coming in, getting ready to take the quarterback. Somehow he gets loose. He runs it from 9 yards out. So it tied it after 1. Both teams score 7. We go the other end of the field. I believe, and both teams score again. Go to the third overtime. It's now 27 going to the third, and Navarre scores on third down. And I believe Dwayne Carter went up the middle for a touchdown. They blocked the extra point.
Yep.
I think that was the only blocked extra point Steven had against him all year long. First down, Lincoln. I mean, I still picture this game in my head, and it's been 15 years ago. And we sacked the quarterback on first down in the third overtime. So they're back to the 13. Next play, they throw a fade route in the back end of the left end zone. They come down with a kick the extra point. 34-33 was the final, one of the best games in Navarre. But I think it was starting to take a toll. I know it was on Ian. He was at that game. Would end up passing away in January of the next year. But being a part of that and what was going on with it was a special year, wasn't it, in 2010?
That'd be an understatement. We would often times just kind of look around at each other and say, like, this is gonna be a movie one day. There's just the juice and the energy that we fed off of Ian. It's just hard to put into words.
Great young man. I interviewed him in the Gulf Breeze game at the end of the season when he was in a lot of pain. You could tell that he was.
Absolutely.
But then you go on to the 2011 year. There was a lot of excitement going to that year.
A lot of talent too.
You had Jordan Leggett. You had Brad Leggett.
Right.
You had Marquez Haywood. Three of the best wide receivers in all the Panhandle. Dusty Jones was your quarterback. Your defense was solid, but it's just something didn't click that year, and you guys ended up going 5-5 with one of the most talented offensive teams Navarre's ever had.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of one of those shake your heads kind of seasons, but that would be Coach Lashley's last year at the helm, 5-5, and comes Jay Walls. How was it playing for Coach Jay Walls?
I mean, the results spoke for itself. I mean, in the long run, in the end. But playing for Coach Walls, I will say I remember the summer going into our senior year, going into the 2012 season, and we had just got Coach Walls, and we're about coming up on the end of the summer, and man, we had just been we weren't as tightened down as we should have been, and a lot of it we just weren't accepting the change at the time, and
change is sometimes tough to take.
But we held a players only meeting, just us, no coaches or anything, and basically looked at each other as in like, hey, if we don't get our stuff together, we're gonna go in 10, hands down. Coach Walls is our coach, whether we like it or not, and we got to roll behind him and trust in him and buy into his process. And I think if we didn't have that meeting, that players meeting, right at the end of the summer, I don't know that the results might have been the same.
Well, the season started out against Washington, a 33-7 win. Your only loss of the regular season. It was after a hurricane it went through. He played over at Pensacola. The scoreboard was not working. The second quarter seemed like it took 2 hours.
And it was very sketchy.
Yeah, it was a very sketchy game. Navarre lost 25-24, but the streak would go from there. 19-13 win over Pace, 35-28 over Niceville, 26-0 over Catholic, 21-17 over Choctaw, 13-8 Crestview. I remember a lot about that game. Down late.
Crestview.
At Crestview, down. I think you're down 8-7 or 8-6, and you guys get a turnover late. Crestview is driving. They're down around our 10-yard line. We stop them or we get a turnover, and the guy by the name of Andrew Reeves.
Yes.
Your quarterback, a converted linebacker.
Yes.
Now playing quarterback, drives them 90 yards. And I believe Gatlin Casey had a game-winning touchdown, 13-8. Defense held after that. Then you took out Fort Walton Beach, 44-28. Over Mosley, 28-13. Over Gulf Breeze, 28-14. First week you get pace again. You beat them for the second time. This time a little easier, 30-10. You go into Milton. You knock off of a Isaiah Jones-led team, a very strong Milton team.
That was a tough one.
Jones drops the opening pass. He was wide open. Would have been a score. And it kind of changed after that, 20-12. You go on to take on a very heavily favored Columbia team.
Yes.
Opening kickoff, Nick Benton goes 85 yards for a score.
Yep.
This Columbia team had one lineman that's still in the NFL today, Laramie Tunsil.
Yes, sir.
And but Tunsil ended up costing them the game. I don't know if you remember in our last drive, you guys had 4th down, and Tunsil committed a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty that's kept the drive going. And Navarre ended up winning 28-21. But Navarre jumped out to a 21-0 lead.
Yeah.
Columbia came back and tied it. We scored late in the 4th to hold on. And then the following week, a very good Gainesville, a very stacked Gainesville team comes in.
Yes, sir.
And takes out the Raiders. In a 12-2 season, the first time the Raiders ever had 12. So you're a part of history. You probably don't look at it while it's happening. You do your best. You work your tail end off to put your best out on the field. While you're happening, you don't really get to experience that until times like now where we talk about it.
Right.
But it's good to talk about those times because those are part of our history.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's important. It's important to remember too. You know, with what we're going through right now. You know, I think we got to, as a community, we got to remember how young of a program Navarre actually is.
Still is.
You know, you know, you could ask any alum that came through there, and they'll credit their toughness and the culture to Coach Bagley 100%.
Most definitely, and I mean the history of the program goes back to 1998. The team that only had juniors, a junior class,
right.
And they had 5 wins in their very first season with the junior class, and Kenny Hughes, he was only there for 1 year. Then Danny Williams comes in for 3 years. Then Coach Larry Olson kind of set the standard for future Navarre teams. Chad Lyshey takes over, and then on to Jay Walls, and now Garrett Bagley.
Yes.
Garrett Bagley was there when you were.
He was there.
He was a very young man.
Yes, sir.
I believe he got there in like 2000. I believe this is his 21st year at Navarre.
Yes, sir.
19 years as an assistant, 2 years as a head coach.
Yes.
How was it? He was a defensive coach, was he not?
Yes, sir.
Was he one of your coaches?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
How was it playing for Coach Bagley?
It was awesome. It was incredible. Yeah, he first off, he was more than a defensive coach. You know, he was special teams, strength and conditioning. He was the juice. You know.
I mean, look, girls weightlifting team, 6 state championships.
Yes, yeah.
The boys 1 state champion. And that speaks the guy can coach no matter what sport it is.
The man knows what he's doing. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
It does, and but
playing for Coach Bagley.
It was tough. What I hear.
Exactly, but it was tough how it should have been. He approaches the game, especially at the high school level, how you should. He just like any coach obviously wants to
demanding.
Win. He wants to win, yes. But at the end of the day, he's making young men, that are going to go out in the world and go and do good things.
I agree 100%.
And at the high school level, it's often measured in wins and losses. But when you're making young men that are going to go out in the community and in the service, military, whatever they're going to do in life, I think Coach Bagley really sets the standard for our young men in our community, and we're really blessed to have him.
I agree 100%. And folks, it's a tough adjustment. And since you've never been a head coach before, Bagley Coach Bagley had never been a head coach before. You can be assistant as long as you want. Until you get the reins as the head coach, you don't know what you're getting into until you actually live it. And so we just need to back Coach Bagley in the future because, with Navarre, they're not going to be down very long.
No.
And the rest of the 850 remember that.
Last week showed that.
Most definitely. They had a lot of fight last week.
Yeah, absolutely.
They could have rolled over and cut out a running clock against them in the second half, but they didn't allow it.
No, regardless of the score, the fight that they showed, it brought a special feeling back into my heart. This is what Bagley coaches.
And my son played for Coach Bagley. My son was a kicker on the 2015 team.
I remember Brady. Yes.
And he said, Dad, he was a tough coach.
Yeah.
And
he was.
But he was one of his favorite coaches he ever played for.
Yes. Yeah. He was tough. He liked to give me crap sometimes, tell me, not to stand sideways or I'd disappear and stuff like that. But
yeah, you were pretty thin back then, as far as I can remember.
He liked to crack some jokes on that. Yeah,
most definitely. Well, folks, hopefully you've enjoyed this trip down memory lane, and we appreciate you coming on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Just stay around. One of these days, maybe we'll have you back on in the future, and we'll see if maybe you want to step into this. I know you want to get into coaching, but we'd love to have you around once in a while, talking about some great memories in Navarre Raider history.
I'd love to, if it involves football and that Raider flag, I'm there. Yes, sir.
Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And we're going to go ahead now, commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll finish up Irish Bill's Twist on Sports. You've been listening to Jesse Holmes, class of 2013, number 29 in your program, number 29 in your hearts. And then we'll be back after this commercial break.
The Hustle isn't named after anyone, not after a designer, definitely not after a mythological god. It's not about stripes or ranking or status. The Hustle is real. The Hustle is about you. So keep in mind when you're repping and rocking Hustle Hard USA streetwear, you can tell all the onlookers that this mark, this brand represents your hustle, your grind. You put in that time, that sweat, that pain. Now it's up to you to show them all what you got. Win or lose, the hustle is real. Go to www.hustlehardusa.com, and I can guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. Navarre Fitness is where old school meets new. Whether you're into free weights or the latest and greatest weightlifting equipment, they will meet your needs. They have cardio machines as well if you want to get your sweat on. Whatever direction you decide to go, trainers Clay Horton, Brick Grubbs, Andrew Coase, and Stephanie Hunt will be there to assist you along the way. So what are you waiting for? Oh yeah, how do I join? Just go to navarrefitness.net and check out our rates or call us at 850-816-5434. You can even stop by our location at 8700B Navarre Parkway in Navarre. You can also visit our sister gym, Midway Fitness, at 5660 Gulf Breeze Parkway, Unit 1. Both facilities are open 24/7. We are the place to go to get you started on the road to a better you.
Since we're getting close to Halloween, we got to play Irish Bill Sports Zone.
You have just unlocked the door to the key.
Have you heard this one, Marty?
Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound and of sight. You are moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of offense and defense. You have just crossed over into the Irish Bill Sports Zone.
Well, I did my last promo on 3 takes. That one took me quite a while to do. That one was tough. But well, welcome back to Irish Bill's Twist on Sports. Yeah, we got another face in here.
What's going on?
And Marty Wilson back in the seat.
Good
He's
evening.
He's filled in for Bob a couple of times on our Tuesday night show, and it's time we got to get to our college picks now, Marty. Before we
turn up your guest mic.
I did that a little earlier, so
Okay.
that was our last.
We should be okay now.
Let me know, Joe, if Marty's Marty's quiet over there.
Joe, is that good?
Marty's never been quiet.
Nah.
But anyways, let's get to our college picks. And Joe took that one too. 28-4 in high school, 28-4 in college as well. Joe had a great week. The pick wizard is back.
Dominant performance.
Make no mistake.
Dominant performance by Joe.
Joe 28-4, Marty 26-6, Paul 26-6. Paul actually beat me in college picks last week, and Bob and I brought up the rear 24-8. This week's game, we got a couple of Thursday night games. Marshall at Coastal Carolina. We're all going with the Thundering Herd in that one. Tulane at UTSA. This is going to be a good game. UTSA is always a tough place to play. We're all going with the Green Wave in that one. Friday night games, Memphis at Rice. Memphis loses to UAB, then comes back and beats South Florida.
Doesn't make a lot of sense, but
I mean, especially after the year that South Florida's been having it.
Yeah.
But we're all going with Memphis in that one. North Carolina at Syracuse, and Paul, this is the reason that you're in last place. North Carolina going to Syracuse. North Carolina stinks this year. And Paul takes North Carolina. The rest of us are going with Syracuse. Sam Houston at Louisiana Tech. Sam Houston finding that the FBS is a lot tougher than FCS.
yes.
Just because you drop the state in your name doesn't mean you're going to be good. Louisiana Tech, we're all taking them at home on Friday night. Saturday, the Halloween adventure continues for Penn State. They've lost up, looking for number 5 in a row as they go to C-Bus and take on Ohio State.
That's a tough matchup, man.
And just for good, the next week they welcome Indiana into Penn State, so they could end up having a 6-game losing streak, and that's why little game James, I should say, gimme game James is gone. So we're all going with Ohio State. And that one, Miami at SMU. I think SMU will give them a good game. It matters which Carson Beck shows up in this one. Will it be the 4-interception performance that he had against Louisville? We'll wait and see. We're all going with Miami on the road. Duke at Clemson. We're all going with Clemson. Rutgers at Illinois. All going with Illini. Navy at North Texas. North Texas is having a good year.
They are really. Oh, that was a tough.
Navy's unbeaten, but they're going to North Texas, and I think we're all taking North Texas in that one. The Mean Green?
I would not be surprised if Navy pulled that one out, though.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Especially if they get ball control and time of possession. North Texas may not see the ball a whole lot in that game.
Yes, sir.
Vanderbilt at Texas. Vandy, top 10, number 9. Who would have thought that going into this season?
Yeah.
But Marty, Joe, and I are taking Vanderbilt. Paul and Bob are taking Texas at home. He says hook 'em. Bob says hook 'em. Horns down, horns up. Anyways, let's move on to Arizona State at Iowa State. Iowa State lost a tough game last week to BYU, but BYU is solid this year.
Yeah.
We're all going with Iowa State at home. Army at Air Force, battle part of the Commander's Cup. Let's see, we got anybody taking – Paul and Marty are taking Air Force at home. And Army is the selection of Bob, Joe, and I.
Army has a really good team. Kind of went with my emotions on that pick.
Well, I talked to you about that earlier.
I know.
Didn't I?
I was like, man, I can't pick.
You can't pick
Army.
You can't pick on emotions.
I cannot pick Army. No way.
It is what it is.
I love my Army brothers. It's a rivalry game. It is a rivalry game.
Bob says it's a rivalry game.
No, he's right.
He's right.
Anything could happen.
That's right.
Okay, we got UCF going to Baylor. Marty going with the Knights on the road at Baylor. He's the only one.
Yeah.
Looking for those little – you've been good at picking those ones here and there. You and Joe are good at that.
Yeah.
Louisville at Virginia Tech. We're going with Louisville. They're having a strong season. New Mexico at UNLV. Your old ball coach. Oh, he's not your old ball coach, is he? He's Florida old ball coach. Is UNLV. His only loss was to Boise State.
Oh, yeah.
We're going with everybody going with UNLV. Georgia at Florida. No, not Georgia at Florida. Georgia and Florida in the largest outdoor cocktail party. They don't let us call it that anymore, but I still call it that.
Yeah. Nice.
Shouldn't be a game. Georgia should roll in that one. But stranger things have happened.
They have.
Fresno State at Boise State. After the Notre Dame loss, Boise State really playing some good ball. Indiana at Maryland. Hoosiers dominated UCLA last week.
That's going to be a landslide.
What a game. They took that game over, I guess, UCLA, who had been hot, and they were not.
How about Cignetti?
Cignetti.
His interviews are one of a kind.
They are. They're Google. That's the best one. Going into the Ohio State game last year, he said, all I do is win. Google me. But he has brought in players that want to play for him. No 5 stars on that team. Only a few 4 stars, and the rest 3 stars and below. But that team plays team football.
Yeah, Bill. He had an interview that I saw. I'm not sure what day it was. I believe it was after the last game, but they were asking him about the organization and why his system has won over a long period of time. He said it's because they create that kind of culture from top to bottom.
And he learned from the best. He was on Coach Saban's staff at Alabama.
Yes,
I believe he was a wide receiver coach when he was with Coach Saban. He learned a lot, and he's bringing it over to first he brought it to JMU and put them on the map, and now he's put Indiana to their highest ranking ever in school history at number 2 right now behind Ohio State. He's building a legacy.
Touché.
And we'll talk a little bit about legacy here in a little bit. Michigan State at Minnesota. Marty going, I think, with his feelings again on this one.
Minnesota
you went with Michigan State.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And Grady Kelly, the new father, Grady Kelly.
Yes. I
Shiloh.
think they can pull it off, though.
Shiloh is his son's name.
That's a good name.
Yeah. They could. Minnesota plays really tough at home. Pittsburgh at Stanford. You're going with Stanford in that one. You're the lone guy taking Stanford. Virginia, California. We're all going with Virginia. Mississippi State at Arkansas. Everybody taking Arkansas except me. Last week I was the only one that took Arkansas, and this week I'm the only one not taking Arkansas. So let's see how that one turns out.
Yeah.
We got West Florida, Delta State, the biggest game in Gulf South Conference this season coming up.
That's going to be a good one.
Cleveland, Mississippi.
I wish it was here, but I think West Florida's going to take care of business.
Oh, I do too. Marcus Stokes. You remember that name? We were talking about this earlier.
Yes.
And unfortunately, his senior year at Nice, he sent out a video. That's why, folks, it's important what you post online and what you don't post online. He was committed to Florida to play football. He was one of the top quarterbacks in the country.
4-star.
Singing a rap video, even though he's just singing the words, he said something he shouldn't have, and that's how he ended up at West Florida. I mean, West Florida is thankful for him.
Oh, no doubt.
And the season that he's having so far.
I honestly, I think he's going to be grateful, depending on where he ends up, Bill, because not only was he able to stay at home in Florida, right, not down there for the Gators, but being up here and being in a quiet area, more quiet than Gainesville or Central Florida.
And they love their football up here as well.
Yes, sir.
I mean, what a program that they have over there. I mean, two championship games appearance, won one, lost one.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach Sinek, what a job he did while he was here before he moved on to his next coaching job.
Townsend,
he's as an assistant. He wasn't even a head coach at Towson, was he?
Yeah, he was a head coach.
The head coach?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, but yeah, he did a great job, and he did it. He started the Pembroke team in North Carolina as well. They did a great job, got him into playoffs. He moved here. Gosh, what a track record. Maybe follow the path of someone like Cignetti.
No, and the dude's solid. I remember meeting him at a camp, and just the way he organized it and how he was walking around, Bill. He was that CEO, man, very positive. And he went to some of the youngest players out there, 7th, 8th graders, and he was teaching them about fundamentals. He was a very solid coach, in my opinion.
Most definitely. He did a great job while at UWF. And brought home the national title in D2, and a Navarre Raider, Quentin Randolph, won a title, the second Navarre Raider to win a national title, the first being Sterling Lovelady on the Florida State team. Bob, you remember that. Sterling Lovelady in Florida State over Auburn, was it not, in 2013?
We had one more, the tight end, big tight end at Clemson.
Oh, there's 3.
Yeah, 3, yeah.
Jordan Leggett.
Yes, sir.
So we've had three win national titles, and out of little old Navarre.
Yeah, he was the top weapon for Deshaun Watson that year.
He was.
Yeah.
And really a history. And Jesse and I talked about history, and it's important to remember history, especially when you're going through lulls in a season like Navarre is this year.
Yep.
But you remember it, and you can build back off of that history and head back in the right direction. Yeah. Oklahoma State at Kansas. Oklahoma State, not a season really to write home to mom about. Kansas, we're all going with Kansas at home. South Carolina at Ole Miss. Gave Alabama a game for 58 minutes, 30 seconds before Alabama came back and won that one. So we're going Ole Miss playing well. They were the demise of one Brian Kelly. They're one of the teams that took out LSU this year. Purdue at Michigan. We're all going with the Wolverines at home. Georgia Tech at NC State. What a season Tech's having.
They are on fire.
Brent Key.
Yeah,
Is he going to be moving on, or is he going to stay at his alma mater?
Yeah, being a Georgia Tech alum, especially in Atlanta, it's a really nice place. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think he's going to leave. I don't even think he'll question it.
And people forget that. Was it Bobby Johnson that was the coach previously? They had to switch that whole offense over from their option offense back to a normal passing offense, and so that's not even that long ago that they were just a running team. Yeah, and then we move on to Kentucky at Auburn. Kentucky struggling. Auburn, they've been a little bit up and down this year. We're all going with Auburn at home.
Inconsistent.
Wake Forest at Florida State. We're going to get off to Schneid this week, Bob. Wake me up, Forest.
They beat Smoot.
They did. Well, is it 12-10? 13-12. 13-12, okay. One of those low-scoring games. We're all going with Florida State in this one. Oklahoma at Tennessee. Oklahoma, a tough loss last week. Tennessee, looks like their offense is starting to roll.
Yeah.
We're all going with the Vols at home. There you go, Shanky. USC at Nebraska. USC should not have any problem against Nebraska. You never know. Washington State at Oregon State. Oregon State having a bad year. And
they're 1-7.
1-7, and we're all going to go with Washington State in this one. And then Hawaii at San Jose State. Hawaii back to the mainland this week. Bob and Marty are going with
Hawaii.
The Warriors.
Timmy Chang, Coach Timmy Chang.
One of the best productive college football quarterbacks in history.
Yeah, him and Cole Brennan set the world on fire for 10 years.
But we're going, Paul, Joe, and I are going with the Spartans of San Jose State. So there's your college picks, and now it's time to get to our players of the week and our pen and a. Oh, we got to get that back up here. We got to get that drum roll back up here, as we used it for Joe earlier, just for you, Joe, because you are the pick wizard. So we're going to get this back up here.
Rent a car from our newest fleet yet.
Really quick here. There we go. The large schools, Choctaw, Pace, Mosley, Bay, Milton, Crestview, and Niceville. Your small schools, Catholic. Bluntstown moves over to the second spot over Baker. South Walton, 4th. Chipley, 5th. West Florida, 6th. Liberty County, 7th. Your Irishville players of the week for Week 10. Niceville Eagles freshman running back Jacoby Gilliard, 28 carries, 193 yards, 4 touchdowns. Arnold's linebacker, actually strong safety, Charlie Cotter, 12 tackles, 11 solo assists, 7 tackles for loss, 2 quarterback hurries. And from Niceville as well, kicker Cameron Pearson, 6 of 6 extra points and 1 of 1 on field goals from 30 yards. Those are your players of the week for Week 10.
Perfect time.
Kind of good. And I mean, I almost went to a third page with all the talents and the performances from last week. I'll post those on Thursday morning up on IB Sports on my Facebook group page and out on my website as well. But 850, just talent players all over the place.
Loaded.
I mean, I'll give you just a couple here. I know I'm going to talk about one of my favorite players from Bluntstown here. But Niceville, sophomore Deegan McCoy, what a year he's at. He easily could have been up there as well. I mean, Niceville's receiver, Robert Oliver. What a year so far for Riley Renfro from Baker.
Oh, he's
over
lighting.
1,000 yards on the season. That's unheard of at Baker.
Yeah.
They've been a running team in the past for as long as I remember them to be, but he's over 1,000 yards already.
I wonder if he's related to Hunter Renfro. They're
a-
both slot receivers.
Yes, they are. And I'm not sure. Riley moved in there but I'm not sure from where he moved.
Yeah.
But what a year he's had, over 1,000 yards. Running backs, Franklin County's freshman, Maddox Shaw, 28 carries, 217 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bluntstown's Amari Thomas. We got to go watch Bluntstown play.
Yes, sir.
Amari had 10 carries, 201 yards. So he averaged 20.1 a carry. That's just a little bit of his season average, 18 per carry. 78 carries, 1,406 yards, 20 touchdowns on the season for Amari Thomas. Charles Benson from West Florida had a nice night, 159 yards. Defense, a good year for Caleb Satori. We'll see him Friday night, 15 tackles. Cottondale's Aiden Brown with 15 as well. Special teams, kickers, Cesar Lopez, 7-7 extra points. We got to see Caleb Nelson up close, 5 for 5, and 5 touchbacks. That kid has a leg.
He does.
Bozeman's John Hanson, who also plays defense for Bozeman. He went 5 for 5. Catholic's Keller Brown, a 3-time recipient of our Player of the Week. Special teams, 3 for 3 extra points, 1 of 2 field goals, 1 from 41 yards. And he averaged 53.5 on 2 punts.
Man.
And a long of 63. That guy,
Yeah,
he's better be all-state
Yeah.
for Catholic.
Yeah.
And Navarre's Jack Meyer, 3 for 3. So great performances, and you can see all these breakdowns Thursday morning on our. So congratulations to our individuals from Niceville. They had 2 this week, and 1 from Arnold. So congratulations to those young men. Jacoby Gilliard, Charlie Cotter, and Cameron Pearson are players of the week.
I like it.
I liked it. I love it. I want some more of it. We're coming down, Marty. It's the last week of the regular season. It's like, didn't we just blink and the season's over with?
Yeah, we were communicating about that earlier. It's been a fun year. This is the fastest 10-week season I've ever experienced. I mean, even when I played ball, like, it didn't go by this fast. So it's only the beginning. Super excited about the future.
Most definitely. And here's your district champions. Pace takes Class 6A District 1. Mosley takes Class 5A District 1. 5A District 2 goes to Lincoln. They only have 3 teams in their district, Lincoln, Childs, and Leon. Pine Forest, they go in because they're 2-0 in their district, even though they're 3-5 overall. They take Class 4A District 1. Class 4A District 2 goes to Choctaw, 9-0, well-deserved. Class 3A District 1, Bay. They beat West Florida and Pensacola, so they will represent Bay's 8-1 on the season. Wakulla, undefeated in district play, 6-3 on the season. They did not get in just after beating Godby. Our 2 independents, Lighthouse, 3-6, Rocky Bayou 3-5. Rocky Bayou is in their SSA playoffs. I believe they start this week. Over in Class 2A District 1, Pensacola, they went unbeaten. They're 8-1 on the season. Bozeman takes. Actually, have they beat Rutherford? Did they beat Rutherford, or Rutherford beat, or is that game coming up? Will that decide? No, actually, I'm not sure who won that district. I think it was Bozeman over Rutherford. And 2A, I mean, there's only a 2-team District 3 as Taylor County went down to rule. So it's just Gadsden County and Florida High, and Gadsden County wins. They're 2-5, and they can't be in the playoffs because of their restrictions, correct? So Florida High will probably get that nod there. McClay, solid season, 7-2, undefeated in Class 1A District 1. Baker, they go by regions, not districts in the rule. Baker 10-0, Chipley 8-1. Those 2 teams will definitely be in the playoffs. In the other Region 2, Bluntstown 9-0, Taylor County 8-1, Liberty County 7-2, Sneed 6-3. Franklin County has an outside chance of 6-4 making it in. So there's all the district champions. Congratulations to all those teams that will be venturing on to the state playoffs, Marty.
There's no other time like playoff time.
No, and I think we are going to take a road trip.
Yeah.
If you want to come on, you may not be able to, especially if we go to Blountstown. That's a good 2.5 hour drive.
I'll take off.
But yeah, you could. Yeah, we might just do that once the playoff schedule comes out. I've been invited to be on the bracket release next week with Joshua Wilson. We're going to break down the brackets as they set up. I believe that is next Tuesday or Wednesday. That's getting ready to come up. So we should know where, because rule teams, usually the teams, they're doing it different this year. I think they're ranking them from 1 to 16. So you could have a team up here in 850 that has to travel all the way down to Pahokee.
Yeah.
And that is a long way to go.
Yes, sir, it is.
But most of the rule teams are up in this part of, yeah. But, I mean, Blountstown, we got Blountstown 9-0, Baker 10-0. Both those teams could go a long ways. But they got to always go through Hawthorne and Madison County in the rural classification. We know how Madison County is. Yeah. But so
I got a question for y'all.
Yeah,
when's the last time we had a state champ from the Panhandle?
I think it was 3 years ago with Baker. Yeah, Baker beat Hawthorne in the. That's when Caleb Wagner. You remember Caleb Wagner at Baker?
Yeah.
He was, I believe, that was either his sophomore. Maybe it was more than that. Maybe it was 4 years ago.
Okay.
But I think it was Baker was the last team to win a state title from this area. But let's talk about what teams do you? Well, I think the obvious one we think is going to win it is Choctaw.
Yeah.
They've reached a rank of number 1 in Class 4A today, so they'll be entering the playoffs. So they got a tough game on Friday night against Enterprise. Enterprise always got a good team. They go 10-0. It's hard not to keep that team out of the top spot.
Got a great defense,
but you got Columbia. You got St. Augustine that's in that region. Mm-hmm. Whoever comes out of that region will be the state title. I think we'll win the state title. But right now, Choctaw number 1. They've only given up 37 points in 9 games.
Yes.
And 6 of those was on a pick 6. So their defense has only given up 31 points in 9 games. That's a little over 3 points a game.
Yeah, Bill.
With 4 shutouts.
Yeah.
And they've only had one team score 2 touchdowns against them. And that was in their very first game of the season.
I mean, they have really good coaching and they have really good players. It's going to be fun to watch them during the playoff run.
And they are playing a Thursday night game, so if you're out not doing anything Thursday night, the weather's going to start to get a little cooler. So if you do go out and catch the game, make sure that you dress warmly, dress appropriately, because it's going to be a little bit cool. Because you remember way back when they played Armwood in the state semifinals, they gave them one heck of a game. That place was packed.
Whoever did their schedule, it might have been their head coach or athletic director. They did a great job. They had a late bye week 8 or 9, right?
Yes, they did.
And now their last game of the season is going to be played on a Thursday. So
on a Thursday night,
it's basically another bye week.
They'll get another extra day heading into the playoffs. I believe next week 12 is an automatic week off for everybody. I think they're giving everybody because in case they have any makeup games, week 12 nobody plays, and then they come out week 13. That's when they start the playoffs. But any other. We got Choctaw, we got Baker, we got Blountstown. Pace.
Man, Blountstown might win one too. I did. Man, Blountstown looks good.
Yeah, they do that. I mean, they went through a 2-game stretch there where they outscored their opponents 133-0.
That's hard to do.
We talked about that game a lot last week. 16 plays. How do you score 59 points on 16 plays?
That's hard to do in youth football.
That is. But 7 of those long touchdowns were over 50 yards. A pick 6 over 70 yards. And they don't kick. They go for 2 every single time, and they're very good at getting 2-point conversions. So that's that team. I want to watch that team play. And they could eventually play Baker.
Yeah. Better not go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to miss any of that Blountstown team because they're gonna. I think they come off the bus scoring, but maybe even last period they're probably already put 7 up on the board. 2 weeks ago they put 54 up in the first quarter. How do you do that? That's 7 touchdowns in the first quarter.
You can't even do that on Madden.
No. and I stink at video games.
No,
but,
hey, Bob's right. It's hard to do that on video games too. Man.
Well, we're glad that everybody checked in tonight. Our usual cast of characters: Jonathan Ferris, Joe, Pick Wizard, Debbie, and we got anybody else that's been checking. Shanky was out there tonight. Thanks, Shanky, for checking in. And Pick Wizard is back. And you know when Pick Wizard really gets good is when we get to the playoffs. I think he destroyed us last year in both college and high school last year in the playoffs.
He's like a steamroller.
Yes. And Marty is qualified to drive a steamroller, and that's what Joe was driving last year during the playoffs with us. I mean, he walked through us like nothing,
heavy equipment operator.
Most definitely.
Didn't know you were a heavy equipment operator, Joe.
Well, we're glad to have Jesse Holmes tonight to talk a little bit about Navarre history and what it means to him to be a Raider and have played for both Coach Leistley and Coach Walls, but his defensive coach was Coach Bagley, and he believes in Coach Bagley, and I think all of us believe in Coach Bagley.
Yeah.
Needs to be given the time, and we need to back him 100%. Especially going over to Niceville Friday night, because the best thing besides beating Gulf Breeze is beating Niceville on a Friday night at their place. Like back in 2010 when nobody thought we'd go in. Our favorite line from Coach Edwards, that's why they play the game. So for Marty Wilson, Seminole Bob, it's Irish Bill. You've been watching Irish Bill's Twist on Sports, Week 11. We'll be back for our final show next Tuesday night here from Culver's 8 o'clock. Until then, catch us tomorrow night from Buffalo Wild Wings. We'll have Navarre Raider running backs, Curtis Sanders, Xylon Zabito, Ben Eberhardt, and Hoyt Gurney. No, I didn't play that. But we'll have that on, and I think we're going to have Coach Hemme over there as well tomorrow night. He's going to make an appearance. Then next Wednesday night we'll have the Navarre football moms coming on. We've got Colleen Hughes, Madge Wheeler, Patrice Janae.
Patrice, right? That's her middle name. Yeah, Patrice Janae. Yeah.
That's what I know her by.
We'll keep it there.
We'll keep it there. Yeah. And then a former Navarre football mom, the producer, Brenda Kay, is going to come join the show as well next Wednesday night from Buffalo Wild Wings. It'll be our last broadcast of the 25 season, but that's not. Marty and I are coming up with a new show in the off season. It's going to be called The Morning Fix. That's where you get your morning fix on sports and basically anything in life. We're gonna give you your morning fix, and it's going to be a weekly show, 1 day a week, and we're still working out all the details of when we're gonna start that one. So
that'll be good.
We hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Until tomorrow night from Buffalo Wild Wings, may you be safe and may you be good to others.
Blessings,
Irish Bill signing off.
Blessings.